Hey guys, Coach Kuiper here, talking base running today, specifically leads at first base. Got my friend and resident base running expert, Coach Alan Pavez. Coach Pavez has been coaching college and high school baseball for over 20 years, so he's the guy I go to when I want to talk base running. Today specifically, we're talking primaries and secondary leads at first base, so we're going to go ahead and start off before the lead and jump into what are some of the things you do. Coach preaches an acronym SOOB, S-O-O-B, for signs, outfielders, outs, baseball. So you do it in that order. Number one, you're going to pick up the coach from third base, pick up the signs. Number two, you're going to pick up, you're going to make sure you know how many outs there are. You're going to then check how many, where's the outfield positioning, so you know if you're going to go first to third, etc. And then last but not least, you pick up the baseball, and that baseball is most likely on the pitcher's mound. So baseball on the pitcher's mound, we advocate for getting your lead early or not rushing to get out to your primary lead. And we're going to talk a little bit about taking a standardized lead. But in preparation for that, whether the pitcher is straddling the rubber or engaged on the rubber, personally, I'm okay if you start taking your lead after you've gotten the signs, you've checked your outs, outfielders, and you found the baseball. I'm okay if you take your lead even when the guy's straddling the pitcher's plate, so that you're not rushing to get out to your primary lead. All right, with that said, Coach Pavez is going to take us through a standardized lead. And there, just like in baseball, there's a lot of different ways to do many things, but this is a way that he has preached to me and I've adopted for a standardized way to make it simple and repeatable every single time, so players aren't looking at the field to figure out, oh, on this field I take this lead, but it's a different length cutout on a different one, so the guys know exactly where they are on the field every single time and don't have to accidentally peek back to the base. So Coach Pavez is going to go take us through this primary lead. So if I get out of the spot here, Coach is going to take right, left, turn, shuffle, shuffle. Now he's doing this in slow motion. When we're doing this, we're not going to actually get our heels to show in slow motion exactly what it looks like. And from here, Coach is going to be at and the player is going to be at approximately a 12-foot lead. Player is different height, different stride lengths, but this should get the player into this repeatable distance, so he knows exactly how far off he is from the bag, so he can get back every single time. We'll show it again. Right, left, turn, shuffle, shuffle. Okay, and you saw on that last one, his second shuffle was a little bit smaller. Now you can slightly modify this. If you're a speed guy, you shuffle a bit longer if you're comfortable getting back to base, whereas big guys might have just a point here is you can help as a coach or as a player get a repeatable lead by doing it the same every single time. We're going to go ahead and go into the secondary at first base. So Coach again takes his primary, right, left, turn, shuffle, shuffle, and he's now at his 12-foot lead. So this one, it's fairly straightforward. We're just going to take a couple shuffles. In an ideal world, we're going to take 3 shuffles to get out quickly. The idea is fast feet. Now he's so fast, he's even off the frame a little bit. Depending on your skill level, depending on your foot speed, you can take 2 or 3 shuffles. What we don't want to do is we don't want to get caught in between. We want to be landing right as that ball's crossing the action zone, so that we can make a decision if we see either down angle and we're going to go on a pass ball, we see a potential swing, or we see something maybe, like that catcher on the right, and we can identify, oh, that's a ball on the first base side, that's a perfect pitch for a to do a back pitch. These are all the things we have to be prepared for. We want to start keying in on that as we're landing on that last shuffle. All right, guys, you just got done watching one of the 3 base running videos, whether it be taking primaries and secondaries from first, second, or third. I wanted to kind of do a quick recap and some topics that apply to all bases. One of the things that I like to preach about any of these skills, whether it be base running, pitching, etc., is mastering the things that are within our control. There are so many things in the game of baseball and in life that are out of our control. I believe that one of the ways we can excel is becoming a master of these skills that are that are absolutely within our control. Coach, what are some of the key takeaways you have when teaching base running?
Some of the key takeaways, especially to preach to all base runners, because at some point in time, everyone is going to be a base runner, and that is, when you get to first base, your job is not finished. Right? So you can be a good base runner and not be fast. by taking advantage of opportunities, knowing your own strengths and weaknesses, taking advantage of mistakes that other teams make or tells that they might have, and always looking to advance to the next base. That is, always hunting to advance to the next base, being a base hunter, right? And it's a mindset that you have to change of, okay, I'm happy that I hit a single or I got a walk and I'm at first base, to, okay, I'm glad I'm here, but how can I help my team by moving to the next base, right? In any way possible.
So that's where we look to take advantage of some of these things by standardizing it. If you watch some of the pitching videos, you'll know how we start taking advantage of bad base running leads. But aside from that, Coach, one of the things that I've heard you say over and over the years, you talk about the phase of the game that's undercoached, base running being one. What do you like to say?
It's the special teams of baseball, and I think the way that you said it the best is, right, it's the way that you score runs, right? And it's not coached often or very well. It's usually used at conditioning at the end of practice, but you just said it, that the way you score runs is by running bases. And how many of you practice running bases?
Yeah. It may not take a ton of practice. You may not spend a ton of time doing these things. You know, it's almost as if these are the skills that we think that should be taught and mastered quickly, and yet take a bit to ingrain them into becoming habits. So anyways, there's a bunch of material. Really appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as they say. If you have any other suggestions or things you'd like to learn about, please drop them in a comment. Other than that, see you next time, guys. Thanks.